We are with episode 3 of our series today. We are talking to Kathi. We're going over the information that we received from the Galactic Federation of Light Council update on September 11th. This talk is about healing trauma. Our Galactic Federation representative that we spoke to is Bhakta. Bhakta is a hybrid aquatic being. She's a microbiologist, and she's from Syrian B. So she was saying that all the trauma has to be healed in order to fully ascend. And I think that, the concept of healing your trauma or your shadow work is another way of describing it, has been talked about in different arenas. And some people say, I saw a post the other day, somebody said, I've been in the dark night of the soul for 9 years, and I think I'm just now coming out of it. I'm like, I don't know that that's exactly the same thing. I think that that's lifestyle choices, or patterns that are repeating or whatever. That's different than dealing with trauma. Mm-hmm. So what Bhakta had to say was, while the ancestral trauma, the DNA trauma, the trauma of this life has to be cleared in order to clear the space for ascension. So until that trauma is cleared, the ascension path can't fully take hold. But you don't need the details of the trauma to clear it and heal from it. Right. And I think that's a big thing because, I hear a lot of people say, like, I want past life regression so that I can know, this and that. And it ends up causing more trauma. Okay? Like getting more details, like you already knew you had trauma. You already knew you had pain. You already knew you had issues. So to go back and just add layer upon layer and layer of details, I don't know that that's helping anyone.
I know that it's not.
Yeah.
Just and the brain, that repetition, the brain doesn't know the difference between a repeat performance and a memory that you relive out loud. It's like,
and it's another layer of trauma, and it's more that you have to transmute. And so, the question was, well, what's the best way to deal with trauma then? Like, what's the quickest way, but effective way? Because for me, I know I thought I was dealing with my trauma and I was just boxing it up and putting it on a shelf and saving it for a rainy day. It did me no good. I kept putting one foot in front of the other and going down the road and pretending like, because I was moving physical locations, that I was going through things. And I hadn't processed anything. So the recommendation is sit with the trauma, feel whatever you feel. If it's sadness, loneliness, pain, whatever the emotion is, feel it until that feeling dissipates. When that feeling starts to dissipate, you have transmuted that pain, and then release it. Verbally say, I give acknowledgement to this. I know I had the pain. I no longer feel the pain. That void is filled and let go. Now, that's not going to be an easy process for a lot of people, because some people haven't even acknowledged the fact that they've had pain or that they've had trauma. That in itself is, that is your shadow work. Mm-hmm. That is, you have to work up to. But when you get to the point where you're feeling the pain and you're feeling the emotion and you escape it, so you divert your attention to something else in order to not feel the pain, or you cause a different form of pain in order to not feel that pain. That's where you have to just, you have to just sit in it and feel it until the feeling goes away. That's how you transmute the pain. And then once it's gone, you clear it, it's done. Then you've cleared that space, the pain no longer lives there, and you have space for ascension. You have space for higher consciousness. you have space for the ability to ascend and all the things that comes with ascension. So that brings up, you know, an area that Kathi and I have been led to work in through Violet Ray Reiki, where we have sessions built to clear blockages and ease the way so that you can feel the pain, transmute that energy, and ascend. We have plenty of options for people that are just now start ascension path. They have no idea what to do next, or people that have been on this journey for a very, very long time, but they feel blocked and they feel stuck. So we can definitely help in that regard. But no matter what avenue you take, you still have to do the work. And the work is feeling the pain, feeling discomfort, feeling the emotion until it no longer exists, and releasing it. Anything to add on that, Kathi? I know you've helped people before.
Yeah, this is a huge area and many of the people in our community, they have been through many types of energy healings and different modalities and different, right? And some people have to have repeat session work. They keep, you know, because of behavior choices, because of environmental. Sometimes people don't want to leave external relationships that keep them bound to a traumatic story that keeps repeating, you know, like we have choice. Anyway, so there are things that warrant looking at this closer. I hear the update from the Galactics as that's a huge piece. That is a relief that when we get to that point, it can be transmuted and done. And so then when we move into the new earth, whew, it's like that big cement wall can be taken away. And each of us have those blocks all at different points in our life, depending on what we've gone through, right? In the Violet Ray Reiki, it's like we have different types of energy work that will be available. There's Reiki, there's different types of giftings that we bring to the table. There is a modality that I'm very careful in discussing because it's very, very potent. It's very strong, and it goes very deep into the cellular memory. And people don't have to feel the pain in that session to have complete clearing, to have it absolutely taken out of the cell memory, so it doesn't have to keep that blockage in place, so they can move through. And Reiki and it's like you can't take out individual little pieces of a puzzle and still see a complete picture. You know, you've got to keep it anyway, it's exciting to me to see that this is all moving us forward, because to the point of the Galactics, it's like you cannot have areas of blockage that are like a Band-Aid over the trauma and expect to ascend and live in 5D in the new earth. Those are two, oil and water. They can't exist. So it's exciting. To me, that just really gave really positive affirmation right there.
Yeah, it is. And it's I don't know anybody that could benefit from healing. You know.
Right. It's true.
So yeah, that is. The dogs are barking.
Oh, okay. I was going to say we lost your volume there for a second. Okay.
I'll have you fit it up. I'll have you close it out.
Okay. Well, we'll just come back. We've got one more topic or one or two. Anyway, stick with us. We're going to come right back for another episode. And that way you can hear this in small spurts. We'll see you in a few. Thank you. Bye.